Allie Braun is 16 years old, sick, and completely alone. She has lupus. Lupus is a disease where your immune system, the part of your body that is supposed to fight off viruses and germs, turns against your own body instead. It causes pain, exhaustion, skin problems, and makes you dangerously sensitive to sunlight and infection. For Allie, it means she cannot go outside without covering herself from head to toe. She cannot be around strangers because catching something as simple as a cold could send her to the hospital. So she lives inside a massive Malibu mansion right on the beach, and she watches the ocean from the window. Her 16th birthday party has more paid staff than actual friends. Her parents, Jeff and Georgia Braun, throw her a lavish event and arrange for her favorite celebrity to call her on video to wish her happy birthday. It is a very rich people way of trying to make their sick daughter feel special. Allie loves it for about 5 seconds and then goes right back to feeling trapped. She does not want celebrities. She wants someone her own age to talk to. She asks an AI chatbot how to make friends. The AI gives her suggestions, clubs, volunteering, online communities. Every single option requires either leaving the house or settling for a screen. She closes the laptop. Her parents, Jeff and Georgia, look like the kind of couple that other rich people envy. Georgia is beautiful in a way that genuinely does not make sense for her age. She is supposedly in her mid-50s, but looks like she is in her mid-30s. And she has looked exactly that way in home videos recorded 10 years ago. Jeff is warm and charming. Together, they speak multiple languages, run a biotech company that claims to find plants that cure diseases, eat a very strict vegan diet, and are in the process of building a private island called Elysium. Elysium is being marketed to the ultra-wealthy as a safe paradise where the richest people on Earth can live comfortably while the rest of the world deals with climate disasters and social collapse. Jeff and Georgia present it at parties like it is a humanitarian project. Everything about them is just slightly too perfect to trust. During one of these investor parties, Allie sneaks out of the house and down to the beach below. She covers herself up as much as she can and approaches a group of teenagers hanging around in the dark. And it goes badly. She is awkward and they are not interested. But before she leaves, a girl named Brooke offers her a beer and they actually start talking. It is the first real conversation Allie has had with someone her own age and as long as she can remember. When Georgia's security guards show up and drag Allie back to the house, Georgia tears into Brooke right in front of everyone. She calls her a beach rat. She says she could be carrying any number of diseases that could put Allie's life at risk. The guards give Brooke a ride home that sounds more like a threat than a favor. That night, Allie searches for Brooke on social media, wanting to follow her. She does not reach out because she already knows she will never see her again. Her parents know better. They sit by the fire that same night and agree that a teenager who wants out is only going to get harder to manage as she gets older. They need to give her something. The next morning, Georgia sits Allie down and in very careful language that sounds like it came from a medical textbook explains that human contact has been scientifically shown to reduce stress hormones and improve mental health. She says Brooke can come over. Allie stares at her, then she texts Brooke. What Allie does not know is that Georgia has already run background checks on Brooke and is paying her to be there. Brooke knows this. She takes the money because she needs it. She has a brother named Robbie who uses a wheelchair and they are just barely getting by. But something happens that Georgia did not plan for. Brooke actually likes Allie, and Allie, who has been lonely her entire life, opens up completely. Within days, they are trying on wigs together, cooking in the kitchen, staying up watching movies, and talking about the kind of things that only happen between people who genuinely trust each other. Brooke starts noticing things that do not add up. Georgia and Jeff sometimes speak Russian to each other when they think no one is listening. There is an office in the house that Allie has always been told is strictly off limits. And most strangely, Georgia looks exactly the same in a home video from 10 years ago as she does right now. Brooke points this out while watching the video and Allie brushes it off. She says her mother just takes good care of herself. Then Brooke goes home and spends hours trying to find Jeff and Georgia Braun online. No photos, no driver's license. And no news articles, no social media, no ugly yearbook pictures, nothing. Two people who very publicly claim to be billionaire philanthropists have zero digital footprint whatsoever. That is not normal. Billionaires get photographed at restaurants. These two do not exist on the internet at all. Brooke quietly steals a few of Allie's pills and takes them home to Robbie. He finds a contact on the dark web who specializes in identifying compounds, basically a chemist who asks no questions. The results come back alarming. The first pill is a blood pressure medication. The second is an antifungal, the kind used for skin infections. Neither of them has anything to do with treating lupus. Taken together over a long period, the contact says they would keep a person in a state of ongoing weakness. Fatigued, housebound, dependent, unable to function on their own. Compliant is the word he uses. Before Brooke can tell Allie any of this, they have a fight. Brooke asks Allie whether she actually trusts her parents, whether she has ever questioned any of it. Allie shuts down completely. These are the only two people who have ever taken care of her, who have spent millions of dollars on her health, who have given up everything to keep her alive. She tells Brooke she is out of line, and Brooke leaves. Then something very strange happens at the front gate. An older woman breaks through the security and gets inside the house. She is well-dressed, not homeless, but she is shaking and wild-eyed like someone in the middle of withdrawal from something they absolutely cannot live without. She finds Allie and launches herself at her, grabbing her arm and biting it. Amber screaming, "I need it! Give it to me, please, I need it!" The guards drag her away. Georgia explains it away immediately, calling her a random vagrant, a beach crazy, nothing to worry about. But Allie cannot stop thinking about it. The woman was not homeless. She was not random. She seemed to know exactly who Allie was, and she wanted something specific from her. Brooke apologizes, they make up, and one evening they cook dinner together at the house. Georgia surprises everyone by being warmer than usual. She pulls Brooke aside and tells her she would like to be her friend. She says she can be tough and overbearing, but she wants them all to get along. It is a very convincing performance. Dinner is nice. Everyone goes to bed. That night, Brooke drugs both Allie and Georgia. She carries Allie to her car and drives away. When Allie wakes up in the moving car, she is terrified. Brooke tells her she had no choice, that her parents are making her sick, that she had to get her out. Allie screams at her and tries to climb out of the moving car. The car crashes. Both of them end up in the hospital. Brooke goes into a coma. Allie is admitted for observation. A young doctor named Morrissey runs Allie's blood work and has to check the results 3 separate times because he cannot believe what he is seeing. He pulls Jeff and Georgia aside and tells them very carefully that he believes Allie has been misdiagnosed. She does not have lupus. She has something called a highly unusual polymorphic phenotype, which is a very rare type of blood composition that appears in roughly 1 in 220 million people. And the treatment she has been receiving for the past decade is not treating this condition. It is making her worse. The medical term is drug-induced lupus, meaning her symptoms were caused by the medication, not by any natural disease. Jeff thanks the doctor pleasantly and says they will have their own physicians review everything. He arranges transport to bring Allie home. They do not tell Allie. Allie calls Dr. Morrissey herself to ask about Brooke. He tells her everything. She goes home and asks her parents to their faces when they were planning on telling her. Jeff and Georgia deflect smoothly. They say the doctor is young and inexperienced. They say he got excited and got ahead of himself. They say they sent her charts to 5 specialists at 4 different universities and a specialty clinic, and none of them agreed with his findings. Aram, they say they did not want to give her false hope. Jeff leaves a thick folder of medical reports on her desk and tells her she can call any of the specialists directly if she wants. He means it as a show of transparency. It lands as a wall. Allie stops taking her medication. Every night she flushes the pills down the toilet. Within a few days, something shifts. She feels stronger. Her color comes back. She swims better than she ever has. She gets sun by the pool and her skin glows instead of reacting. Her parents notice. At dinner one night, Georgia compliments her color and then immediately panics and tells her sunlight causes rashes and she needs to stay inside tomorrow. The next morning, Allie wakes up feeling weak again. Her food tastes slightly different. She realizes what has happened. Her parents are putting the medication into her meals. She starts throwing her food up in the bathroom after every meal to get it out of her system. Then she tries to call Brooke. The line is out of service. She tries her Wi-Fi. The password has been changed. Her parents have cut off her access to the outside world completely. She is locked in more completely than she has ever been, and this time there are no locks she can see. She sneaks to the off-limits office late at night. She remembers watching a home video with Brooke where, in the background, a young version of herself was playing in a strange room neither of them had ever seen. She searches the spa room until she finds a hidden panel with a security keypad. She tries the obvious passwords first. Her birthday, wrong. Her parents' wedding anniversary, wrong. Then she tries the date from the home video, the exact day she arrived at the house as a child. The mirror slides open. Behind it is a staircase going down. What is underneath the Braun house is a fully operational laboratory that has been running, quietly and invisibly, for years. The room is cold and clinical and lit with that flat white light that makes everything look like a hospital. She finds a refrigerator unit, the large industrial kind, containing dozens of carefully labeled bags. Blood bags. Hundreds of pints of blood all cataloged and stored. And then she finds something worse. In the center of the room are 2 medical stretchers. Jeff and Georgia are lying on them, each connected to an IV drip. The IV is not putting medication into them. It is putting blood in. Her blood. some flowing from the storage bags directly into her parents' veins while they sleep. They open their eyes and see her standing there. She runs. The guards catch her before she makes it out. She ends up strapped to a table with Jeff and Georgia standing over her, and for the first time, they stop pretending. Jeff explains it calmly, almost proudly. Allie has what is called golden blood. It is not just rare, it is 1 in 220 million rare, the rarest blood phenotype on Earth. Normal blood sustains the body. Her blood does something different. It reverses cellular damage. It repairs tissue at an accelerated rate. It stops the aging process almost entirely. They have been harvesting it for a decade and selling it to other ultra-wealthy clients for $200,000 per pint. The wild-eyed woman at the gate was a customer who had run out of her supply and was deteriorating rapidly without it. Georgia tells Allie she is 57 years old. Jeff tells her he is 63. Neither of them looks anywhere close to it. Everything else, the strict diet, the careful eating window, the supplements, all of it was a story they told at parties. The real reason they look the way they look is Allie. They induced her lupus symptoms deliberately using medication to make sure she stayed home, stayed manageable, stayed close, and kept producing. They did not adopt her because they wanted to be parents. They adopted her because they identified a product. Jeff looks at her and says softly, "Allie, honey, you are the cure." When Allie gets one hand free from the straps and drives the sedative needle Georgia had already prepared straight into her mother, she runs. She makes it to the beach. Brooke has just woken up from the coma and convinced Robbie to discharge her from the hospital, and they are already outside the compound trying to find a way in. The three of them get back inside together. They go back down to the lab and destroy every blood storage bag they can find. Then they follow the sound of classical music playing from somewhere deeper in the compound and find a room with a laptop showing the Elysium promotional video on loop. And behind that room is something that stops both girls completely still. 3 large tanks, each one filled with liquid, each one containing a body. Each body looks exactly like Allie. Same face, same build, same blood type. And presumably, since that is the entire point. The Elysium project was never a luxury island for the rich. It was an industrial-scale blood farm, built to franchise Allie's phenotype through clones and produce enough golden blood to sell to every billionaire on Earth simultaneously. Jeff and Georgia were not building a future for the wealthy. They were building a factory out of their daughter. Allie destroys the tanks while Brooke takes care of Dr. Volker, the Russian scientist from Allie's nightmares who rushes in trying to stop them. When the guards close in, Jeff separates Allie from the others and tries one last time to reach her. He tells her he never actually wanted to be a father. He says he did not think he would be any good at it. But then his voice changes. He says reading her bedtime stories and teaching her to tie her shoes gave him more genuine joy than anything else in his 63 years. He reaches out to hug her. Allie holds a knife between them. He grabs for it anyway. In the struggle, the blade finds him. He goes down. Allie immediately wants to get help. Jeff tells her to stay with him. He says he is sorry. He closes his eyes. Georgia arrives, checks for a pulse and finds one, and demands Allie give her blood to save him right now. Allie looks at her and says, "Sorry, blood bank's closed." She turns to walk away. Georgia tackles her from behind and they both go into the pool. What follows is a fight that Georgia nearly wins. She is 57 years old, but a decade of golden blood transfusions has made her body significantly stronger than it should be. Allie is younger and has more stamina, but Georgia is surprisingly dangerous. Allie manages to get her hands on the rope attached to her pool access chair, wraps it around Georgia's neck, and forces her underwater. Georgia goes still. Then she comes back up. Allie reaches the knife one final time. Georgia does not come back up again. Allie pulls herself out of the pool. She tells the guards standing there that as the bronze sole legal heir, they now work for her. She tells them to clean the pool. She goes inside. 1 year later, Allie is at a press conference, healthy in a way she has genuinely never experienced before, standing at a podium and telling the room that her parents passed away in a tragic yachting accident. She says their vision continues to inspire her. She announces that Elysium will move forward, but as a real medical facility open to all children regardless of how much money their parents have or how sick they are. Brooke stands beside her. Brooke tells the room that thanks to Allie's extraordinary blood, their company has already developed working treatments for cancer, diabetes, and lupus. Robbie was the first test subject. He stood up from his wheelchair and walked. Then Allie's phone rings. It is Robbie calling from the Elysium construction site. He says they opened one of the underground silos and found something. He says he genuinely does not know how to describe it. She asks if they are dealing with a small problem or a large one. He says it is pretty darn substantial. Something deep inside the silo makes a sound that fills the phone line. Whatever Allie built on that island, she is not finished yet. So what did you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.